All right, guys, good morning and welcome back, everyone. Oh, it's November 10th. It's a Thursday. It's 7:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got big news dropping. So today is the 10th. And the 10th, we have the inflation coming out right here. You can see it at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's going to get pretty fun. Let's see here with the scheduled CPI. The CPI comes out on the 14th. So you can see that one. I'm not sure why that one's not popping up. Why it says, hold on, let's see here. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry, I was over here looking at, I was like, wrong year. Almost makes me feel like I should make an espresso already. If you guys ever see me say something wrong, please correct me in either the Discord or the YouTube chat room. Taking a little bit slow in these comments, so I just make sure I can double check everything. So yeah, October CPI coming out today at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll definitely be paying attention to that. So that's pretty much in 45 minutes, a little bit less than 45 minutes. That's the big news dropping. Other than that, we got Friday, nothing too serious going on. Michigan consumer sentiment. That's really the major thing we're going to be looking out for now. Specifically this month, that's going to be the big news. So let's go ahead and close these things. So far for day trading, I have made 0 trades. I was watching PPS, we'll just call it apps. I was watching this one earlier, but didn't really seem so interesting. Around 7 o'clock, it did make, or right before 7 o'clock, it did make this pop, but there's just no volume for really me to want to trade this one. HUDI had a little bit of a move around 7, but also very light on volume. Just wasn't really that interesting. So no trading for me this pre-market so far. Another very dry pre-market session, which is no major surprise. We got elections, we got CPI. Didn't we have something else? It's just been a very macro week, unusually macro. So every now and then these things happen, and you just gotta, take things slow and kind of appreciate it for what it is, and which is basically a little bit of time off is kind of what we're experiencing right now. So it's not all bad. So while we wait for something to get exciting or some ticker to start moving, let's go ahead and check out some of the news here today. Let's go ahead and close this one. See what kind of major things are happening so we are up to date. So NASDAQ, SPY, so S&P 500, and the Dow all down around 2% yesterday. That's pretty heavy. with the Nasdaq falling the most at 2.5%. So Nasdaq at 10.3 thousand, S&P at 3.7, and Dow at 32.5 thousand. Some big drop-offs there. We also have the 10-year dropping 3.5 basis points, and then Bitcoin here 15% down. That's absolutely crazy yesterday. $15.7 thousand dollars. And then Bitcoin even had a bit of a flash crash yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that, or was it the day before? Here we go. This was pretty crazy. So we went from 17 all the way down here to 15.9, then bounced right back up. This was a 10% crash, and then we continued the sell-off. But I don't think we had another crash that intense. So now we're at 15,400. So we kind of consolidated in that zone. I'm kind of wondering if this is the final capitulation, or if we're just going to have a continued downtrend from here. It's a little confusing. I kind of feel like it's going to be a quick capitulation, but I'm not really sure. Ethereum down 17% yesterday as well. So wow. The red wave we were all expecting finally happened, but not on Wall Street. But on Wall Street and not in DC. On Wall Street, we were in DC. We were expecting Republicans to really take charge. Not seeming to be the case, besides maybe the House. Stocks snapped their 3-day winning streak as the fate of Congress remained unclear one day after the midterms. Meanwhile, cryptocurrencies plunged and Bitcoin sank to its lowest levels in almost 2 years after one of the industry's biggest firms imploded. That's going to be good to review again today. It's a big day for anyone trying to read JP's tea leaves because the October CPI index report gets released this morning. Economists expect to see the annual inflation core rate come in at 7.9%. So anything higher is likely to spark fear that the Fed could get even more aggressive with rate hikes. So become more hawkish. That's pretty crazy. That's 7.9%. I'm not sure if we're going to get that low of a dip. Let's just quickly go back to this calendar here and think about this for a second. And then let's go to core inflation. Let's click on this one. And the reason I feel that way is, we need to go to inflation rate year over year instead of core. Let's go back to this one. So the reason I feel that way is because we went from 9.5, 8.5, 8.3 to 8.2. I wouldn't be surprised if we even had like a little bit of a dead cat bounce before we continued going off. Plus to 7.9, that's a pretty big dip. I'm not really honestly sure if we're going to go below 8. Anything's possible. Consensus says here it's at 8%. They should just forecast not so heavy. In my eyes is kind of what I'm feeling here, but let's keep reading on. I'm not sure the 7.9% where they're getting it from, and I'm also not totally sure where trading economics has come from. I could see where they pull this from. Source US Bureau of Labor Statistics. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. All right, well, let's get back to it. So far, still nothing moving that I'm too interested in. We had MSGM pop up in the meantime with a reverse split, but I don't think we're going to be trading that one if it even moves. Right now, there's pretty much no volume on it. So Binance to FTX, I can't fix you. This is also really bad noise because originally CZ was coming in with some news that he was going to provide liquidity. Now it doesn't really seem like the case. Binance affair with FTX was just a one-night stand. After agreeing to take over FTX on Tuesday, Binance said it was walking away from the deal yesterday, leaving its collapsed rival exchange on the brink of extinction. That's pretty heavy. Facing a shortfall of up to $8 billion, FTX chief executive, CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, aka SBF, reportedly told investors that his firm needed a cash injection or it would go bankrupt. On Tuesday, SBF tweeted that stunning news that his company was going to be bailed out by rival Binance after FTX suffered massive withdrawals. Why was this so shocking? FTX is a giant in the space and was considered a source of stability amid the chaos of the crypto winter. I think that's also why everything's selling off so aggressively right now. Recently valued at $32 billion, it was reportedly going to be bought for $1. Sounds like East Germany for after the fall of the wall. All right, let's see. Even $1 proved too pricey for Binance. Once it found the 12-foot skeletons in FTX closet, the company took a look at FTX book history and saw a financial black hole. Yikes. Plus, U.S. regulators smelled blood and have started to investigate whether FTX mishandled customer funds. Binance had no interest in taking on the baggage. Probably a good idea for Binance. This episode is a disaster for crypto. FTX meltdown could single-handedly wipe out whatever legitimacy the crypto industry had left. I don't know. That sounds a little bit too crazy. This is a centralized exchange going bankrupt that really has nothing to do with crypto in itself. The whole entire, giving people decentralized finance and financial freedom. I think that there's just, you can't really couple those two things together. Binance CEO and Changpeng Zhao, CZ, said the FTX calamity was not a win and had severely shaken confidence in crypto. Again, I don't think there's a correlation there. That's not a good thing for anybody, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said. Obviously, it'll probably dampen confidence in cryptocurrency short term, but again, I don't see, it's not like there's a severe flaw with like Bitcoin white paper or block. Why? It has to do with the regulation. Let's keep reading here. SBF frequently visited Washington, D.C. to work with lawmakers on regulating the Wild West of crypto, but the crypto's most trustworthy diplomat left holding a bag after an epic collapse. Regulators who feel duped could try to buckle the industry. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. The most humiliation in this entire episode is, of course, reserved for SBF himself. When he was at the top of the crypto world, the 30-year-old billionaire discussed his grand ambition of giving away his fortune to help humanity. Now there's little fortune left. On Tuesday, SBF's net worth plunged from $15.6 billion to less than $1 billion. That's a 94% evisceration. Is the worst one-day wipeout for a billionaire, even tracked by Bloomberg. Worst one-day wipeout for a billionaire ever tracked by Bloomberg. That's pretty freaking crazy. That's really crazy. Yeah, I saw that, Matt, that Tom Brady lost most of his fortune in the downfall of FTX. It was like $700 million or something like that. I don't know the legitimacy, to be honest, of any of that. I haven't looked into it, but let's actually look into that today because that's some pretty crazy stuff. What's here it is. One sec here. All right, let's see here. I'm still watching my second charts, my second screen, looking for tickers. Let's see what we can find. It kind of seems, really quickly sidestep here, SPY really below this really critical line. We're at 375. So personally, I would like to see this area hold and bounce back and ideally move into the 400s. I'm not sure if we're going to get it, but right now we are in a ascending channel. These are typically bearish patterns, and they're actually my favorite to short. But in all honesty, it feels a little bit premature for a breakdown, but anything's possible. Maybe we will break down today and have a big capitulation, but like I said, I think it feels a little bit premature. Usually, these do tend to rally a little bit longer. So we'll see what actually ends up happening. Leave it to Colby to come up with some classic comment. Would I trade Vero? I've traded Vero in the past, and I'm having a hard time really getting green on this ticker. I'm not really surprised it fell off a cliff. Classic offering, most likely. Let's see here. Oh no, they actually had negative FDA panel vote. Oof. I don't know. This probably won't go anywhere. Maybe it's going to have a few dead cat bounces. If you see them, might be worth trading them quickly, but for me, I'm not going to be touching this ticker. I'm pretty sure about that, unless, again, I see a really good setup. It's unlikely we'll get our answer on which party will control Congress at any time soon, especially after yesterday's news that the Georgia U.S. Senate race between Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker will be decided by a runoff vote on December 6th. Ay. We might know more about the Senate before then, depending on the outcome of close races in Arizona and Nevada that haven't yet been closed. As for the House, it's still too early to say, but things are looking good enough for Republicans that President Biden starting talking about how he plans to work with them. Well, that's always good. That should just be default. Voters in conservative states rejected anti-abortion measures. While victories for abortion rights in California, Vermont, Michigan were expected, voters in more conservative states in Kentucky and Montana also went the same way. Let's see here. Montana voters, meanwhile, voted against a referendum that would have criminally penalized healthcare workers who did not provide medical care for infants born alive after an abortion. Criminalizing healthcare providers just sounds so crazy for basically doing their job. It's just so crazy. Matt's saying U-Haul went from 553. Yeah, it's freaking reckless, huh? Election denial wasn't popular with voters so far. State level Secretary of State elections aren't usually followed by anyone besides politics junkies, but they were Tuesday, since several candidates who disputed the legitimacy of the 2020 presidential race were up for the job. Be nice if we could just digitalize in some way, maybe even on the blockchain voting, but that's a whole different topic. This stuff should be really instant. If you get laid off in the metaverse, you get laid off in real life. Oh god, what's happening now at Meta? Meta announced its largest ever round of layoffs yesterday, letting go 13% of its workforce. It's 11,000 people. Let's actually check Meta really fast, just get a bird's eye view of this company. We'll go to the daily chart, and actually let's go to the 4-hour chart first. So they're actually neutral, extended hours, but yeah, I mean, they're kind of bouncing back a little bit, which makes sense because the layoff they had was just so crazy. It's good that they had layoffs because they needed to kind of cut their losses a little bit, and so that helped their cash flow for sure. Let's go to UHAL to comment on Matt. Is U-Haul, did it go from $500 to $53? So they're actually at $768. Currently $100 billion market cap. Let's go to the 5-minute. Yeah, so U-Haul here. Whoa. So earnings $20, estimate actual at $17.95. Wow, that's not even that big of a difference. Why are they down so much? Holy macaroons, that is not looking good. I gotta send this to some of my finance friends. Let's see what they say about this one. Yeah, I agree, Colby. That doesn't make any sense on bad earnings. Senzo is wondering if it was a split. I don't see any split news. Let's see. I'm gonna see if any of my friends respond, but I don't see. I don't see anything that really warrants this kind of sell-off. I mean, the earnings aren't even that bad. Maybe it's a good buy opportunity. So their market cap just went from 100 billion to 10 billion. So they're going to have some problems with potentially debt if look at this. Schmidt and Schoen Edwards are probably kicking themselves for buying a bunch of shares. This person bought shares at $720. That's got to be brutal. Let's see what some people are saying on StockTwits. U-Haul down 90%, buy everything, just playing. They need to stop doing that and show stock split instead of being down. So this person's saying there's a stock split. This person says there's a stock split as well. Well, let's just get to the freaking, let's just get to the meat here. SEC. It would really help if I could type a little bit better. That would be... pop-ups on websites. If you guys ever make a website, please do not make any pop-ups. November 9th. There was a 10Q quarterly report. So, okay, there's a 9-for-1 stock split. Okay, so there's a stock split. Whew! That would have been brutal. That's weird that TD Ameritrade doesn't show that. But yeah, for that kind of earnings, it doesn't really make, it didn't really make sense. Yeah, it's a little weird, but it looks like it's a split for sure. Does anyone else feel like the market is just absolutely reckless lately? It's like everything feels like a trap. Let's see here what Facebook is up to. The Meta changed its name back in October 2021. Feels Was it October 2021? It almost feels, I don't know, does it feel less or does it feel longer? I'm not even really sure. I should have took a guess before I read that. To do so, it hired like crazy to get on board with Meta. So yeah, in September, Meta's headcount hit 87,000, its highest ever. Zuckerberg faulted himself, telling employees he takes full responsibility for this decision, but he also blamed external factors. He said that the e-commerce dropping back to pre-pandemic levels and difficulty securing ad spending thanks to a lot more competitive TikTok cost of revenue to be much lower than I expected. According to Crunchbase, 50,000 American tech workers have been laid off since the start of 2022. It's hard to put that in perspective here. So 50,000 American tech workers have been laid off since the start of 2022. It almost doesn't really feel like that much. Let's see, but to put it in perspective, that accounts for less than 1% of 6 million tech employees. Yeah, so that's a very small amount. But I guess it's just like potentially more competitive employees. I'm not really sure. It's hard to say. The US gets shunned after its carbon offset proposal. We got 12 more minutes, by the way, till the CPI comes out, so get your panties on, guys. It's about to get crazy out here. A major theme of Wednesday's COP27 climate summit has been getting rich nations that have generated heaps of emissions to help poor countries deal financially with the repercussions of climate change. Yesterday, the U.S. proposed its solution, getting companies to cough up the cash instead. That don't make no sense. What's the plan? The proposed laid out by U.S. climate envoy John Kerry would let businesses pay to set their own emissions by funding developing nations' transition to clean energy. Kerry had an awkward job of launching the plan the day after the UN Secretary General criticized shady carbon offsets, but he insisted the U.S. plan is different because the credits can only be used to phase out coal-fired plants. It looks to be the rest of the world like the U.S. is trying to avoid paying its fair share, even as several European countries have offered to pitch in with direct aid, aka Germany. One problem, the current U.S. political environment probably makes giving billions in financial aid, which would require congressional approval, impossible, so this may be Kerry's best offer. Yeah, fair enough. This is a really good point here. Peggy being called out. Oh, how we love Peggy. I see it at 15%. It's up. Big resistance at 35. It doesn't have enough. It's not really up enough on the day for me to usually start trading this kind of ticker, but kind of interesting. Support came in at 15. The bid's not exactly getting too excited here. Oh, there we go. It popped up, started crawling higher. Now it's chipping away at 320. That's a good sign. We're back above on the 5-minute. That's also a good sign. Possible break. A little bit of wiki of a ticker. Be right back. Let's see what Donald Trump's SPAC is up to. This one's been popping up quite a lot recently. When Trump hinted he would announce another presidential bid, shares jumped 66%, but yesterday, after several candidates he backed lost their elections, they dipped nearly 20%. Was it DGBI or something like that? DWAC. Yeah, okay, I knew I remembered DWAC. The wrong one. DWAC. I should have remembered that though. Yeah, okay, so this popped up because he announced his presidential candidacy, and then it wasn't able to maintain that, so short-term rip. It also kind of popped up because probably heavily shorted ticker. Oh, it was pretty much all pre-market. Yeah, this ticker wasn't really tradable. It did have these afternoon pops that I think were pretty tradable. I mean, this back over VWAP, this was a bit of a grinder, but definitely tradable, especially in this area. Wow, look at this. That was actually very tradable. 20%. Bit of a grinder, but man, you really gotta to do a little bit of creative outside the box trading lately. I feel like it's tough. Russia's making more withdrawals here. It's good to hear, I guess. Amazon earned the dubious distinction of becoming the first public company to lose $1 trillion in market value after its market cap sank to $879 billion yesterday. To lose $1 trillion in market value, down from almost $1.9 trillion in July 2021. Yeah, these numbers are just crazy. Volvo plans to only sell electric cars by 2030 and have revealed its first an $80,000 SUV. Oh boy, really starting it off high. Paul Allen's art collection was auctioned off for more than $1 billion, breaking records, and the proceeds will go to charity, as late Microsoft co-founder directed. Oculus co-founder Palmer Luckey has designed the first VR headset that actually kills the user if they die inside the game they're playing. Just office art. That sounds a little reckless. John says trade big or nothing. Amen. Hopefully everyone is safe back in Florida. There's always so many storms there. It's been a busy season. All right, we'll skip through the news a little bit later. I want to get ready here for the CPI report to come out. Here we go. Things are about to get interesting. Yeah, Matt, I was also reading that. I was like, what? Sounds kind of sketchy. All right, we got 45 seconds here. Let's get ready. Coinbase is crawling up on, God only knows what, up 8% from the lows. SPY is already getting a little fidgety. $15. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! I wouldn't be surprised if it went right back down again. I'm long only my coin position. Wow. So big move there. $7.7%. I don't know why that was so hidden. $7.7%. Oh wow, yeah, that's so the SPY is flying right now. 3%, guys. So inflation went down below estimates. Bitcoin flying up. This is really good because this means capital is going to get cheaper again. Inflation is going to go down, or interest rates are going to go down. We're still going to hit a bear market, but in a recession, but it might be more mild now. So that's why the SPY is flying. This is really good news. Then again, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if, let's say, just like that, we just hit all-time lows again. The market has flip-flopped so many times. We've seen huge spikes, 10% dips, just to see a reversal, or 10% spikes just to see the same thing happen in the other direction. So Bitcoin running towards 17,000 right now. 3% move on the SPY. Coin up 8%. So I was down like 6,000-7,000 on the coin just now, and now I'm only down almost 3,000. So I'm up almost 4,000 on coin on the day. So I bought a little bit early, that's for sure. Bought too early. I started buying a little bit more yesterday at a really good spot. I had almost a perfect entry here at the all-time low. But I only bought 100 shares. I actually thought we were going to keep breaking. I was going to buy another 100 shares. So coulda, shoulda, woulda, but sized up a little bit more. So the other position is my options on coin. So this should be moving higher at the market open if everything holds, if it holds. So we'll see what happens. Anything, it could still turn around and sell off. Like I said, we've seen it happen so many times. So I don't want to get too excited here. Bitcoin pulling back already. So yeah, you don't know if it's going to hold at all. Bitcoin pulling back here. So is it going to be a micro pullback? What's going to happen? Let's see. Oh, the Discord's always so ridiculous. I swear. I don't know what I would do without this Discord. It's definitely the best place for constant comedy. BYND, guys, are you watching this one? Honestly, like, part of me really wants to start trading BYND. SPY just made new highs, just like Matt called out. Really nice, really nice. So the question is, can we hold here? Are we going to hold? I have no idea. So again, this is what I was saying in the beginning of the stream today. We are an ascending channel. This is overall a bearish pattern. But like I was saying before, I wasn't expecting it to dive yet. It feels a bit premature. I used to short this pattern like crazy in crypto, usually on smaller time frames. But they typically do surprise you how long they'll actually end up holding before they reverse. So that's why I felt like everything was a little bit premature in the sell-off today, or in kind of yesterday specifically as well. Who knows? Anything is possible, and just because there's a bearish setup or bullish setup doesn't mean that they're going to play out, right? But it looks like this was confirmed a little bit, that support held. I mean, this is a pretty big move, so we would have to literally dump again to break this pretty majorly. We have a lot of resistance coming in at like 386, 387, then more at 390. But like I said, I've been waiting for a move to about 400, and then I'll probably end up dropping anything I have long and start getting in cash again. That's kind of my goal from here. It would be nice to be 19 again. So this is what I was also a little bit worried about. Bitcoin already pulling back down. It seems like any spike in this market is usually very short-lived, so I'm not trying to get too excited about any sort of market reversal. You got to be really careful here. SPY, though, had a second 5-minute green candle. That's quite bullish. Bitcoin, 5-minute red candle. Coin, it's a bit of a mix between SPY and Bitcoin, but it is red. Hood, nice pop higher on Hood. Square had an absolutely reckless move. Really crazy to see this move on Square here, 6%. I would have loved to start sizing into Square. I've been kind of waiting to do that. So Square's at 61 again. So we pulled all the way down to 57 extended hours, and then now it's back up again. So quite bullish there. I would love to actually start sizing into Square. I mean, this ticker is down 80% off its highs. Toby's trading TQQQ. This is one thing I usually don't look at so much, but it is ripping, so I could see why he's trading this one. Really nice. I'm just kind of looking over things right now, and then we'll get back to the news in a second. I just kind of feel like I want to make sure I'm not overlooking something, and sometimes when I'm reading news or talking, sometimes it's hard for me to take a step back and observe and think. I'll look at XNet in a second. Jingle. All right, let's check XNet. Percentage-wise, not a bad mover. It's still only up 25%, but it had a quick little pop there. Volume could be a lot more. Usually by now, you'd want to see at least over 100,000 shares on a dollar ticker. Sometimes I'll trade a ticker, with 30, 40,000 shares early on. But if you want to see some continuation on a ticker, like you'd want to see that volume start increasing. You want to see people start getting interested in this ticker, and it doesn't really seem to be the case. Maybe things are going to start picking up now because, CPI is out and it's good. Who would have thought? Maybe this is it. This is the time for momentum to come back a little bit. Checking XNet on the daily. I gotta give it the stock a little bit here. We're over some critical $1 resistance. We have a lot of resistance still above though at like 1.3. And then 109 roughly, some interesting resistance here. So that's kind of where we broke above, pulled back, kind of teetering around that 1.3 zone. Big 180 SMA resistance as well. To be honest, the relative volume on that pop was really not that much. So I think that for me, that would be a big red flag as well. Kind of hoping we're going to get a little bit more of a push on something that I can trade right now. It doesn't really seem like anything's going to come out. $5 million share repurchase program. Wow, that's pretty aggressive. Honestly, I would do the same right now if I owned a public company. I feel like this is the time to be rebuying shares. What's BMW's ticker? Because BWV is also moving. MACD selling off here a little bit too much. It's not the most bullish sign. We'll see what happens. Oh, I think you said... I read that BMW for some reason. I have no idea why. Big resistance above. This is where that volume really needs to start picking up. We held once. 10% move there. Discord is getting pretty reckless over there. Totally, totally all over the place. Tom's about to freaking move to the DR for the butts. Big booties. All right, let's get back here, see if there's anything on the news that we missed so far. Good old Wall Street bet. Let's see what's up. Yes, yes. Can't wait for tomorrow's memes. Guys, we got to make some memes today. Today's meme making day. Amen. How are your trades doing?
I should not be blamed at all.
Well, my girlfriend asked me how my trades are doing.
Well, I think if they win, I should get all the credit, and if they lose, I should not be blamed at all.
Oh man, leave it to Trump. What else we got here?
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom.
Oh, that looked bad.
Take your protein.
I'll put that in the Discord. For those with balls of steel, you're allowed to watch this. BWV is still trying, but I'm not convinced here at this 125 zone. Look at this guy. He is... I hope he's like survived that.
Take your protein.
Down only 50%. On margin 2. cameraman doesn't care. He just kept doing his job. That's true. The cameraman was consistent. There's a longer video. Stop it. This is it? This is the longer video? Yo, why? This is something I would never do. Oh. I don't think I could watch this. The sounds are just horrible. Alright guys, it's in the Discord if you want to watch it. Oh. Just the sounds were like, oh. Dude, this guy got so messed up. Oh, they have like multiple angles. Oh man, he got the good stuff. A medical crew comes like helicopter lifted up.
And this was
Oh
a big
man, he's
crash.
like,
I don't remember much about it, which is probably a good thing. We were filming, flying. I tumbled, I ragdolled. I can only remember what people have told me really, but it was a heavy one, even by my standards. This was definitely one of my wildest crashes, but
punctured his lung, he fractured his eye socket, and I'm pleased to say those are all now healing. His wrist has been fixed with plates and screws, and he's had what we call a medullary nail put down through his femur.
you have to weigh up the risk, you have to weigh up the danger in these things, and you have to be willing to take the consequences.
I almost want to watch the whole video just to give him high watch time, because this is crazy. I'm gonna mute this and just watch the video in the background. Give this guy some watch time. Okay, I gotta get back to trading here. That was too much. So what are people talking about nowadays? Let's see. One thing that's crawling up quite quickly is right here, Tesla. SPY is always at the top. Meta, GME, nothing really too new. Look at this. This is crazy. We've been watching this for so long, and boom, 15.9 thousand. And pay my medical bills when I crash hard. Saying Red Bull pays me a lot of money to do crazy stunts. That's whenever you go hiking or something and you're on rocks, like just sitting down quickly hurts because like everything is so sharp and hard. I could only imagine falling like super quick, because I do mountain biking, but like in Florida, so everything is like dirt and basically like artificial, which still hurts when you fall. But man, it's heavy stuff. I did do a bit of mountain biking in Austria a few times, but luckily I had no wipeouts like that. I was geared up too. I was wearing everything. So this is pretty reckless, honestly. Like when I look at this, I'm thinking, you know, maybe we're getting that last capitulation here. That's kind of what I feel like. It's so hard to say. I mean, look at Ethereum. Ethereum almost had a full recovery here. We have Bitcoin recovering quite a bit too. Let's look at Solana just so I can cry a little bit internally. So Solana up 55% because it hit $11. I recently bought some more Solana here at 33 thinking I'm a genius. Oh well. And that's definitely one of my worst investments. For sure. I'm not even sure if I would buy more at the moment, just because I'm actually really bullish on the whole crypto ecosystem and a lot of Solana projects, but I need to look a little bit more into Solana itself, see how it's doing. To be honest, I don't have a great read on it at the moment, so I can't even really comment on it as well as I should. So we'll see. I will let you guys know my thoughts. And let me know if you guys are interested in me having a bit of a breakdown on Solana. Tesla down 17% in the last 7 days. So Tesla's really been getting clobbered here. And they haven't even really lost a space today, at least. Look at this. On-chain indicators, capitulation phase. Is this Smiley happy? The bastard's laughing at people. Oversold, possible trend neutral reversal. Coin had a little pop higher, but it pulled back again. But at least it's continuing its upwards trend. These pullbacks are very strong on it, though. Who's the man with his own army? This is going to be a really good read. I'd probably recommend everyone to dive deeper into this. I spent 9 years in prison as a young adult after robbery and fraud charges. Then went to a hot dog stand, built a Oh, this guy, he's quite the bad apple here, huh? Unless you're very pro-Russian. ECTX being called out, worth watching. But this one died off pretty quickly, so kind of same fate here. It did pop up to 22%, but never held that highs. Now you guys can kind of see, if you're new here, why I'm usually hesitate to trade tickers until they're up over 30-40%. You get a lot of these tickers that pop up and then sell off. Vero did have a little run. All right. It's still even having a little bit of a pump too, up 23%. SPY holding the highs really well. Guys, we're gonna need to make some memes today. Today's meme day. I'm sure there's a few of you guys out there. I'm sure there's a few of you. All right, I'm gonna get a few things ready. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the kitchen and get ready here for the market open. All right, all right, all right. 9:17. Let's get ready here for the market open. Things are gonna get crazy. Well, the SPY almost breaking 380, 388 into the 390s. This is big stuff, guys. Coin just hit a new high of day at 51. Bitcoin crawling up, Beyond Meat crawling up, Hood crawling up, Square crawling up. Square's up 10%. It's going to be an interesting day. Time to stand up. Pretty much anything was a buy yesterday, huh? That's kind of how things are looking. Coin is up 15% from its lows of yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a bit of a pullback, but things are going to get a little crazy here. Things are going to get real crazy. BWV try to break that 1.3. We did get this pop though. You know, this was a 10% pop, not bad, but the volume never picked up on this low price ticker, so that kept me at bay the whole time. BYND just had a huge blow off top. I think that is important to notice. Check out the 5-minute. Usually indicates a bit of a reversal. Ground control to Major Tom. Matt's wondering if Heiko's okay during the hurricane. Heiko usually thrives during hurricanes. He's probably catching himself another deer or gator for survival purposes, for some meat. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly if the hurricane is causing him any problems. We'll talk about that in a bit. But I think it's a little bit north of him. The thing is, he doesn't even really need a hurricane to cause him problems, because even during high tide, the road to his house, and this is without a hurricane, starts flooding it just a little bit. And then there's even fish that swim on top of the road, like during high tide. So when there's hurricane or storm surge, everything gets flooded. That's why all the houses down there are on stilts. I mean, you're pretty much living in the swamp. So it's pretty crazy, honestly, where my brother lives. I don't know if I could do that. I couldn't do it just alone because of the heat. I'm not so much of like a hot all day kind of person. I like it cold. I like when my fingers are cold. Well, I'd rather not have them cold, I guess, but I like that temperature that would make my fingers cold. I like to be warm inside, of course. All right, so the SPY at 387, still crawling higher, about to break 388. Coin crawling up. BYND actually recovered. S Square still crawling up. So Bitcoin crawling up. I mean, things are looking pretty bullish out there for sure. Man, if I just got a little bit better on my coin entry, you know, this would be a huge trade. It's me. Still, I'm not super aggressive on trading any small caps today, and just in general, guys, look at this for a second. Let me just quickly close the news. This is insane. Look at our scanner. Look how many tickers are on the scanner. I've never seen this many tickers on the scanner, I believe. I mean, everything is up right now. It's going to be really hard to pick one good winner. So pick a ticker that's being traded a lot, maybe like a meme stock like Coin, BYND, Hood, Square. Maybe trade the SPY, some options on it. I really don't know if we're going to get, a small cap winner that runs up to 30, 40, 50, 60, 100%. Because there's so much going on. So people's attentions are, they're all over the place. I know mine is because I'm thinking about my swing trades. And I think that's a little bit how the overall market is right now, because I think the best risk reward right now is large caps. And that's why I've been personally doing a lot of large cap trading. So, yeah, I just don't really see a point to be hunting for that perfect small cap. But look at Wix here up absolutely crazy. 20% as well. Cheers, making profit. Appreciate it. It was good, Polnak. What was it 7.7% or something like that? Another 2 minutes before the market opens. Look at Unity up here. Also an insane amount, 15, 16%. Could have really literally bought anything yesterday. In the last, I mean, the market's been selling off so aggressively. Those are always the times where you just kind of like start accumulating. I've recovered 4.6 thousand on my coin swing trade. Luckily, I bought a little bit more yesterday near the perfect low, but I didn't size in nearly as much as I wanted to in terms of my full position, but that's fine. We'll see what we want to do. I think it's going to be really interesting to watch my options. So that's where I'm kind of putting a little bit of focus on here to see the option chain. All right, another 50 seconds before the market opens. Let's see it. All right, guys. Good luck, everyone. Time of Force day. Let's watch this craziness that's about to take place. I'm watching coin. I'm watching SPY. I'm not watching any small caps at the moment just because of the craziness of the market. I'm waiting for a little bit of options to start coming in on. Wow, this might be a really big pop. Coin is up 13%. We're literally almost back to break even on this position. I'm not sure if we're gonna just keep on rallying here all the way up. We'll see how well the SPY holds. I wouldn't be surprised if there was maybe a bigger pullback because this has been a huge rally so far. Big resistance around 51. So that's a pretty big move here. So this is a huge resistance zone on coin. And then again, we have even more resistance. Or actually, let me go push this forward. We have a lot of resistance around 55. So if we get anything towards 55, I'd probably temporarily take profits with the intent of rebuying. That would also be a huge rally. We're talking about from the lows, about 20% rally. You don't really see stuff like that. It happens so much. Square punching. So here was me accumulating coin calls. I'm still waiting for the calls to start. Look at this huge buy opportunity on calls. Let's just go to all products on coin. And let's go to, this is where I have my position. So I bought 15 and then I bought again 15, first at 206 or first at 254, then at 206. So the spread is ridiculous right now. 330 is where the ask is. Oh my God, that is insane. No wonder there's no execution going on right now. Who's trading that? Probably nobody. And this is the market you just smoke a big fat blunt right now because there's honestly just a lot of dangerous stuff going on here. Wow, Mgni being called out. Mg. Interesting call here. There's kind of so much going on right now that I'm kind of just trying to take a big step back as much as possible. There's that pullback I was waiting for. Whoa, Bynd just exploded. right here, 7% or so in this move. And that's already after a move from the 11, so it's up 22%. Coin had a big blow off top, or a shooting star candle. Usually tends to show reversal. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a little bit of a reversal coming up. Holding options overnight, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty hairy for me. I had to get used to doing to wanting to do that. So we're finally back in the green on this one. I'm up 2K. Let's see if we can continue punching, because if coin breaks over 3 on these calls, it could get really nice. BWV getting called out again. Yeah, that one's pretty nice. Mason doesn't want to drop Viru. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice, that pop there, back over 9 Ime. I think my problem today is just there's just so much going on. Well, it's not really a problem, it's just kind of exciting, honestly. I want to see coin get to 55 today. I would probably end up taking profits and then moving on. My account, my TD Ameritrade Roth IRA account today had a huge P&L swing. I think it's, let me check it again. It was up like $8,000 earlier. Definitely a little cray-cray, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm up $7.8 thousand right now in my Roth IRA. I think that's my biggest daily swing ever. I don't really see a reason to close at the moment. I don't have that much money in my IRA. I have like $74,000. I don't know why I didn't add that to the screenshot. I just wanted to show you guys what I'm up. There is pretty much zero movement. The spread is from 269 to 315. BYND is on fire, guys. BYND had a perfect pullback. Oh, I didn't trade that one. BYND is going to squeeze at one point so hard. We should have bought BYND when the earnings came out and it basically didn't do anything. to be honest, I was already pretty not extended, but I was already pretty. I had a lot of market exposure before the CPI coming out. It didn't make me super uncomfortable, but it made me to the point where I didn't want to add to that exposure. So I think that was maybe a little bit restraining on my end, unfortunately. But I think, I mean, this was a really good opportunity. You know, when the market gives you these opportunities, it's no time to just be cautious. It's really the time to get a lot more aggressive. So that's what I try to do. So pull back again here. I think we're having a pretty healthy pullback. I kind of don't expect anything else. I'm actually happy that we're getting a little bit of pullback. Yeah, if I just bought a coin like a couple hours later, it would have been probably one of my best trades. But for the most part, I'm only up like $1,000. I'm pretty much, you know, recovered, break even, and then up a little bit from there on with the options included. So the options really saved me. I was able to buy the options at a much better price. SONN, big green candle. But, you know, we're not out of the trades yet. Anything could happen. Market could severely pull back. I'm just kind of being patient, watching, and seeing what we can learn here. And making sure I'm observing everything. So right now, coin's having a bigger pullback, back below 50. SPY is pulling back. BYND still running up. SONN having a pop here, but there's no volume here. That makes me really want to trade it. So just, yeah, just kind of sitting on my fingers. I really wish I traded S Square a little bit more aggressively. I mean, Square was really nice. I was kind of talking about it so much recently. Snow also, I mean, from 124 to 140, no major surprise there. This is a really, really strong company. 16% move. I mean, we all knew that everything was basically overextended to the downside. You know, whenever you see these kind of sell-offs here that are like 35% sell-offs, anything over 30%, it's usually quite a good sign to get a bit more aggressive. So coulda, shoulda, woulda. But I was, like I said, I was already pretty extended. Not extended, but like I had a good size, and I didn't want to get extended into a CPI. Although I had a feeling the market and everything was too far down. And that's pretty much what I've been talking about. But still, you never really know. You don't want to bet the house on you know, on this crazy market we're in, where good news is bad news and so on and so forth. So we'll see. Still watching the SPY holding really nice here. Let's go back to BYND. I would like to get some trades on BYND, honestly. I kind of hesitated here because I was kind of watching a few other things, so I didn't have my focus on. Bitcoin pulling back again. I wonder if Bitcoin's going to go over 17,000 today. That's really the big question. We're already up about 11% from the lows, so you got to take that into consideration. You know, Bitcoin already had a pretty big bounce. BWV falling off a cliff. Yeah, it's a slow fall, but yeah, I mean, it's always been stuck below VWAP here, so it just never was really that interesting for me. I think BYND was probably the best opportunity today. I could have maybe got it if I had less on my plate. It was definitely one ticker I was watching all day today, and it was even on my second screen all day here on the bottom left. This is where it was chilling. So... But, you know, a lot of tickers are popping up, and I would say not a lot of them were really that clean. And this is pretty consistent flow up here, but a little flushy and then very grindy. Really, BYND is probably one of the few that was like really nice. I almost traded like a small cap here. So if you just look at this one, I mean, this is a perfect, you know, 6-7% move, great pullback and continuation. Even the 5-minute is pretty much as good as it gets for a 5-minute setup. So maybe I snoozed it a little bit much on BYND, but I don't know. I have a hard time really kicking myself today. I think I'll take it as it comes and just kind of be happy for what we did get. Look at this, nice popping back higher here. Anyone trading options on BYND? Because this ticker is definitely the one to do some options on right now. Had another 5-minute setup. I don't like it as much anymore. It's not as clean for me. But really interesting. HUDI. Yeah, Hoodie is definitely back. Hoodie broke back above VWAP. The problem is if you look to the left, every time it broke above VWAP, it didn't hold. So I think that would be a big indicator just to be a little careful. I think this pullback and trading the anticipation of the breakout, I think that would have been the trade. So I'm kind of coming into these trades a little bit late today and more or less not trading. So I have no trades today. So probably another no trade day. Today might be my second no trade day of this week, and that's crazy because I almost never have no trade days. Maybe I'll do some trades later today. I don't know. The SPY crawling back up, about to print a high a day. If we keep pushing, so I'm going to put an alert here. I mean, this is a really cool day in the markets. This is like one of those really rare, interesting days. Huge gap up. Maybe we're going to get like a big move today, pull back. I don't know what's going to happen. This is a huge gap up day though. I wonder if we're going to like really, really hold this area. Last time we had a gap up day, we pretty much just sold off all day long. So this was a big gap up and we had a huge sell off. Maybe we're going to see that same thing. We had a gap down day here, sold off and ended lower. Here's a gap up day where we actually held. It wasn't that big of a move. A lot of gap down days. Here's a gap up day that we actually closed really, really high on. Square bouncing and BYND bouncing. Here's a gap up day that continued a downtrend. So I don't know. I wouldn't say like there seems to be like, oh, okay, we gap up, this happens. It seems to be a little bit all over the place. Here's a gap up day where we ended high, had a few days continuation. Obviously, today's a huge gap up day with the results coming out on CPI, much better than expected. By the way, guys, if you want me to check out your trades individually, make sure to email me at alex@tradejournal.co. We're going to be launching a pilot program that's going to last 6 weeks until the end of the year, basically, where I want to work one-on-one with serious traders. So people are really looking to take their trading to the next level for 6 weeks, learn as much as possible about what your guys' biggest issues are and what's holding you back. And hopefully in the process, I can become a better trader and you can break through any big ceilings and become the trader that you've always wanted to become. Obviously, I think that process is going to take a lot more than 6 weeks, but I think in 6 weeks, we can build a good foundation. So I want to make that a focus for the end of the year. So if you are curious on having me review your trades, not all of them, but I'll look through all of them, and then I'll leave a few comments here and there where I'm like, tweak this, do this, more of this, less of this, and then ask a lot of questions. I'm going to ask you tons of questions. So you got to get serious with your strategy. So no fluffing around. If you're just a trader that, trades every now and then, not really like interested in becoming like a professional or taking it super serious, this probably isn't for you. This is really for somebody that wants to really dial in their trading strategy and figure out what they're doing wrong and right, what they need to do more of, what they need to do less of. So if you're curious, email me, alex@tradejournal.co, get on the pilot program. I'm not sure how many people we will have, but registration more or less will be closing end of next week. SPY at new highs, guys. Coin also had a really nice bounce here. Nice hammer candle. This could be a really good continuation. I shoulda, coulda, woulda bought some square. I'm kind of just, again, I'm just kind of watching the market, see what I can learn. It's just so crazy. I'm looking for coin to run all the way, ideally, till about 54, 55. I'm not sure if we're going to see it, but I think it has the potential for that. I could be totally wrong. Hey, APS or APPS apps being called out. I'm actually surprised this one came back. Pre-market, it was looking a little bit like a dud. But yeah, 7%, that's true. It does look good. Apps is really consistent right now. I think that's what's so nice about it. I'm going to keep watching apps here. We had a nice 5-minute breakout. Maybe we'll get another pullback. Don't really want to be buying things too high in this market. So if we can get a pullback, great. Otherwise, I missed it. I really wouldn't mind buying a few more options. I was I wanted to buy options on BYND or Square, so basically buy calls. I didn't in either one, and both of them would have been a massive win. So shame on me for that. The options on coin aren't moving so much. We had a low of 173. I mean, technically they had a 80% move, so that it is a lot. But in terms of like every minute trades going through, it's very small amount. Square slaying it. So if you guys want to know what Heiko's up to, let me show you guys a picture that kind of summarizes things. So if you guys, I know you guys were wondering how Heiko's doing. This is the picture Heiko sent me from his balcony. He says things are good. So Florida's weird, guys. Florida's a weird place. Even when you got hurricanes, things don't, things don't last too long, for better or worse. Officially back in the green with my coin trade. Up $100 on this one. So I'm still waiting, seeing if we get a break over 52 into the 54s and then 55. We'll see what happens. I'm up 600 right now on this one. It really depends a little bit on what kind of more volatility we'll get out of this one. If the ask really gets chipped away here, this one could really run. The SPY running higher right now too. Yeah, Matt, he's living the good life. BYND, guys, is killing it so bad. Coin possibly about to make a new high of day. That's going to be very bullish if we see that. Wow, there it is. Coin up 14%. Strong moves there. Yeah, unfortunately I bought this one a little bit too early, huh? That's why when it kept selling off, I did just some options on it. So on the options, I'm up 3,000 on the day, 4,000 on the day, 3,000 since open. Coin's up almost 20% since the lows. I'm not sure how much more it's really going to push, so I might start taking some profits off the table, which is almost kind of sad to close, but this is the move I was waiting for. So we have a lot of resistance around 55. That's a spot we were hitting multiple times. Absolutely reckless. Just shoots up there. Doesn't really stop. So I'm going to see if we can get that move into the 54s. I think coin could be a really good rebuy, just like Square and just like BYND. As soon as there's a bigger consolidation phase, I'm not sure where that's going to be. $343 seems to be a lot of resistance. You know, these calls are about to be in the money. Well, not about, but they're close. So, I mean, I have a strike price at $60. So they've been inching towards that. So we just sold some coin. Taking some risk off the table. So look at, I mean, coin just went to $54, almost $54. So you just got to keep that in mind. SPY is still ripping higher. AMD being called out. Yeah, AMD is very nice. Everything's pretty nice right now, huh? So 5-minute pullback. Man, I wish I did Square and BYND this morning. That was a really good pullback around 9:45 on BYND. Let's just look at that for a quick second. Big breakout, 5-minute breakout. We had a retest here at the former close of the 5-minute candle, then popped up another 6%. I don't know how much I would have held, but that was really nice. Looks like we're going to be setting up maybe a bigger pullback now. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that was such a strong open that I think we need a little bit of a retrace here. I don't see this one continuing a new high just yet. Quick reminder that, I mean, we have a pretty much a 20% move off the low on coin. So really, really big move there. I've already closed some size, and I'll ideally close the rest today with the intent of re-entering if we get a bigger sell-off. I still think we have some good upside potential, though. I kind of feel like we're going to get that last push. Although maybe we already did have that last push. It's always hard to say. I'm up almost $12,000 today. Big green day. Still waiting for the calls on coin to keep crawling higher. I think today's a good reminder that you don't need to get the bottom and you don't need to get the top. My first trade on this call was at 250 and it went down to 176. I don't know what you want to call that. Maybe it's bad risk management. But I bought the weekly calls out 4 weeks to give myself a little bit of headspace. BYND having a really nice looking 5-minute pullback. Really nice pullback. Same with Square. AMD also having really nice 5-minute pullback. Really nice. We could see a rip over 67. Even Hood still trying to keep pushing. AMD no high. My investment banker friend is They do like these soccer tournaments between the banks, and there's like this huge like playbook of who's playing who. It's hilarious. Square breaking higher. It seems like there's a little bit of a last push going on here. The last offensive, maybe. We'll see. Still watching Bitcoin flying higher, so that's good to see. I'm waiting for that last push on coin. Seeing if we can get a move over 4, not over 4, but ideally 2-4. I'm not sure. It sure feels like the bid is still crawling up on it. So maybe we will see that. I'm not sure if we're going to break another top here. I'm not totally convinced at the moment. It does seem like we're flagging out pretty nicely, though, on a lot of these tickers. Oops, what did I just type in here? So 5-minute on coin actually looks pretty good. And 5-minute BYND looks pretty nice here. Good flag pattern. SQ did have its breakout, getting a little bit top heavy. SPY looking kind of interesting as well. So maybe we will get that last push. A little bit weaker here on the MACD. I'm not sure. Maybe we will get that breakout. Maybe we won't. It's really hard to say. Momentum's definitely fading a little bit here. So we'll see how we want to play it. I'm not sure if we will get that last push to 54. Still waiting for that possible break at 370. That would be absolutely beautiful. Bitcoin pulling back a little bit more as well. There's a lot of sellers there at 370 though. I like how the spread has decreased a little bit. That's nice to see. So we're up almost 4,000 on the calls. But like I said, it does feel a little bit top heavy here. Maybe, but there's a lot of optimism in the market right now. So who knows? Maybe we'll get that last push. MACD is holding here. So if the MACD was fading here, I think I would close it. But it's actually holding, so that's a good sign. We had a 5-minute breakout. We're pulling back right now. It's still a ranging setup, so it's not ideal. BYND pulling back, but Square is actually ripping to a new high. Hood is ripping to a new high. SPY is setting up a 5-minute. Bitcoin, possible 5-minute setup. So we're starting to get a lot more mixed signals across the board. Bitcoin broke the 1 minute 90 EMA for the first time since that new frontside rally. So maybe a few other things are gonna kind of follow in that footstep. I don't know, a lot of these like larger things, companies, assets, so on and so forth, they do kind of shake around quite a lot. So there's a bit of a potential breakout here on coin. There's that breakout. I'm actually surprised. Let's see if we can get that last pop here on this one. I really would like to see a breakout. And this is like the moment of truth here. 385. I would love to see a breakout. I just don't know if we're going to get it. And take some more profit off the table if I can. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. It's not about the perfect entry or exit. It's a little bit more about just like kind of playing with the market right now. I would like to get back into everything I close as soon as possible. Not as soon as possible, but as soon as we kind of see where the direction is. So that was the potentially last push for the next X amount of time. We have the SPY moving up. We got Bitcoin finding a little bit of support. We got SPY finding that 5-minute support. I think SQ is looking a little bit top heavy as well. Now we're gonna have to do a little bit of chasing here, which is fine. All right, so I'll probably end up closing coin later. Yeah, we'll probably close this one later. I'm gonna wait for, I feel like around noon today. I don't really want to sell these positions. That's why I was getting a little quote unquote greedy, I guess you can say just now. Some of these positions I am planning to hold a little bit longer. So either a re-entry or we'll see how we want to go about it. But that's kind of my take here. I think we're going to have another attempt to break 54 a little bit later today. So I'll keep an eye on that. Other than that, maybe take some profits in this area and then get a re-entry a little bit lower. Maybe it's going to already break higher here. It's so hard to say. Ultimately, these are my swing trades. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it now, get a little bit away from the screen, get some fresh air, and then come back. I closed some of my position. I'll probably close at least half in this area as well, and then come back for like a little bit later session. Not for active trading, just but to look at the market with a fresh eye. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for. Yep, exactly, Lance. All right, guys. So there you have it. Again, if you are interested in getting direct feedback on some of your trading, let me know. I would be happy to do so, and I plan to do so for a smaller group of people for about 6 weeks until the end of the year to really build you guys a good foundation to move forward and for me to learn a lot about what it is that helps you guys become better traders. So I can use that to improve trade journal. That is my goal, or that's the benefit for me, and that's why I'm doing it, in case you guys are wondering. And for you, I really want to help build build a good foundation that you guys can grow off of and become the traders that you guys want. I know it's going to take a lot more than 6 weeks, but I think in 6 weeks we can start identifying a lot of things that need improvement or things that are good, and we just need to keep scaling. So that is my goal for you. I think we can do it. All right, guys. Till then, till next time, most likely tomorrow morning. Like always, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao. Oh yeah, you got to email me, alex@tradejournal.co. I'm not sure if I said that. Now I did. Ciao.